You already know what it is. It's your boy 𝐿𝐴𝐾. Holla at your boy. Uh, you want to know what the topic of conversation is going to be? We're going to jump right in, right? We're going to jump right in. You got to be proactive throughout all circumstances and all distractions that is being applied to your path and your strategic efforts to get to the next level, right? And people want to know how to learn these type of aspects or these skill sets so that they can transition into a space that puts them in a place of success no matter what the circumstances are, and how to always have a win-win mindset. And to have that win-win mindset, you have to actually know your worth, know who you are, know who you're becoming, and know where you belong and know where you don't belong in the realm of your expectations, right? And how do you expect to go from one phase to the next phase, and a 0 to 100, rags to riches, from nothing to abundance, or the illusion that thereof, right? So you got to have an abundance mindset, and you have to have a defensive mindset in the sense of being aware of um, what's coming at you, right? And it's just like learning sports, learning concepts, and learning how to be a captain and navigator in your course of life, right? In your path. That's why it's called defensive driving, right? Defensive driving. So, so many different aspects is gonna come at you, or different um different roadblocks, right? You're gonna call them roadblocks, or um detours of um activities, right? Or programming that allows you to learn the characteristics of the course in the monopoly. And it's easy for me, right? It's easy for me. And if it's not easy for you, it's only because of the preparation that um, you haven't put in, the goal setting that you haven't put in, and comparison of the transaction time of the blessing that you're going to receive, right? So within the process of doing that, you're going to go through different relationships. You're going to have different conversations. You're going to have different circumstances of events that take place, right? And what keeps you wise in the circumstances of these occurrences is keeping a winning attitude, right? And your attitude has to be that of a winner in all circumstances, right? You have to be real with yourself, be real with where you are, and say to yourself, okay, here are my skill sets, here is my expectations, and here is what I prepared myself for, right? And analyze the opposition in a way that allows you to look at things um, based off of a defensive perspective, right? So you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm putting myself in position to get to this level. And do I qualify? Do I fit in with my surroundings and their mentality of how things are getting done? Am I comparing myself to these type of people or the positions and powers of these people? Where do I see myself in the belonging of the community of these people, and what do I bring to that environment that can be of an asset to these people, right? And it's in the preparation of um, who you are as a whole. You know what I'm saying? What do you present yourself as? So when I'm presenting myself, which is a representation of um, my family, my beliefs, my support system, right? I have to stand on um, my representation of the higher power and what the higher power beholds, right? And say to myself, am I the reflection of that? And am I in ownership of these powers that I say that I have, or these abilities? And I am. And if you let others critique and tell you where you going and how you going and how you gonna get there and all the other stuff, you've allowed that power to be navigated in a way that's not natural for self, right? It's okay to share the power with the allowance of it, but also know that you have the creative control of the dynamics of how things get played out, right? So, for instance, let's look at it from a kid's perspective, because, um, God is childlike, and we want to remain in the creativeness of being a kid, right? While still evolving into adulthood and being responsible for your creations, right? So let's look at parenting, right? Parenting and the entertainment industry, as far as like music, movies, and stuff like that. In preparation for an industry that I'm preparing for, or whatever you're preparing for, you're gonna become a character in this realm of existing, and within you becoming a character, right? You're gonna live out your fantasies, and you're gonna live out your dreams and desires. And it's also important, right, to have an awareness of when to turn things on and off, as far as um, your personality, right? And as far as who I am, I don't have to compete anymore. And that's what I'm teaching my kid, right? That she doesn't have to compete because, one, she's going to have to know who she is as an individual first, and the powers that she has, right? And that she was born with, and the powers and the skill sets that she's going to pick up as time goes, right? First. And then we transition into, right, the realm of competition, and knowing that what she's being prepared for and what I'm preparing her for, right, and what I prepared myself for is to set myself apart from competition, so that when I'm in the realm of competition, I stand out amongst my peers, right? So I don't have to compete because I'm always creative, right? And once you add that creativity to the knowing of who you are and what you could do and how you get things done, you automatically set yourself apart and scare off the competition, right? And it's also fun when you meet the like-minded individuals that think on the same frequency, so that when you're in that space, it becomes sharp, steel sharpening steel. So me saying that now is saying, okay, I've done all these different things, right? And people may be like, yo, it's taking you mad long to get to this level, or I've seen the progression of what you was trying to do from the beginning to where you at now. I've seen your skill set get better. Why haven't you gotten to that space? Why haven't you got to that level? Who's around? Who's not around? What's your purpose now? Like, like, why are you even doing this? Like, what is it? What sense does it make? Who you trying to communicate with? What message are you delivering? Like, what's your representation of who you are, and all the things that's happening behind the scenes, as far as like the distractions, the petty stuff that goes on, the clash of personalities and stuff. And I'm being very general. I'm not getting very specific of like what actually goes on. But the opposition of trying to like take away from the building stages of where I'm going, and for me to have limited resources, is a waste of time to the people who's putting in time to do those things, because my mindset is so abundant that I automatically eliminate the negativity and the distractions, and I channel it into creativity, so that I set myself apart from the non-wealthy mindset of things, right? And not in the competition of things, because we all get into different tiers and levels of success, right? And stages and platforms of success at different levels based upon our expectations. So the crazy thing about that is when someone is at their level of success, and you looking down on people and saying like, yo, you ain't this or you ain't that or you ain't this or you ain't that, or I got this and I got that, and you're using those materialistic things or those subjective things to like downplay shit or downplay me or anyone else. In my head, I'm laughing because when I'm looking at these individuals, right, and I don't judge them as far as like just an automatically, because we also, when you meet somebody, you automatically get a notion of like knowing who they are or finding out who they are or learning who they are, right? But also not in the sense of judging them like, but I only speak for myself. I'm not judging them like, yo, like, I don't like this person or I don't like this individual. I'm more so looking like, okay, this person acts like this or they think like this, or okay, this is their perspective or this is how they do things. Until you saying, oh, you can't do this, or you're not going to do this, or you're not able to do this, or you can't do this, or I'm going to try to prevent you from doing that. It's not going to work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm too good. I'm too skillful. I'm too passionate. I'm too competitive in that realm based off of the knowing of who I am and what I want to obtain in life, right? So me going back to a kid now and a kid having both parents, and say for instance the kids, our kid is being groomed by their mother and their father, right? And it's dangerous to tell a kid like what one parent ain't doing from the other, because what happens is automatically kids grow up with characteristics of both of their parents by default, right? But it has to be molded, right? So you got to be careful of when you saying to someone like, you ain't never gonna be shit, you ain't shit like your daddy, or you ain't gonna do something like your mother or something, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Because what's gonna happen is you programming that individual or that kid. You feel me? So I had to learn how to reprogram my mind from not listening to the outside so that I don't have those insecurities, so I don't pass on those insecurities to my offspring. So my offspring has a power, energy about her, you know what I mean? And she has this full of life energy, right? Not all just me, you know, some coming from her mother's, you know, in the balance of that. And it's the fulfilling of the programming that makes the kid the better version of both parents, right? So it's poisonous to try to install false information into these kids, right? Without the parental advisory of molding them, right? So as a young kid, and I grew up like this as well. I grew up around, you know, people cursing, violence, and seeing all different types of society's events and, you know what I'm saying, gatherings and stuff like that. And in life, we're going to experience things. And my daughter, she has experienced things to the point where she'll repeat certain things or she reenact certain things. But it's for me to be like, yo, don't say that. Don't do that. Or I heard what you said, but that's for grown-ups. That's for adults. Or stay out of, you know what I'm saying, out of our business. You know what I'm saying? Stay out of adult business. Or, you know what I mean? Like that. So it's the same thing for grown-ups, you know what I mean? And on the path to success, it's like, I'm not going to prevent my child from becoming the greatest version of herself. I'm not going to prevent my friend from becoming the greatest version of himself or herself, right? If I'm in a position of like you trying to prevent me from getting to the next level, or you creating obstacles for me to get to the next level, then I'm also prepared to turn into that beast that defies those odds. I'm also preparing my kid to be that version of me that becomes a better version of me, to prepare herself for individuals or events that will prevent her from even thinking that she could do what people say she can't do, or people saying what I could do, what I can't do that I know I could do. You feel me? So it's a waste of time to present yourself in that manner, because it doesn't work. And I would destroy the opposition intelligently in a space of like to that you can't even imagine, no matter how much you try to predict or how you try to foresee what is going to happen or how you're going to foresee my plays and stuff like that. I tap into something that's like unimaginable, right? And live out the prophecy and fulfill my manifestations of like my desires. And nothing is going to prevent me from getting to that level. So it's a waste of time on like no matter what level you're on to even think in that space, because all you're doing is when you're trying to prevent me from doing that, you just throwing out your insecurities. And what happens is people try to throw out their insecurities to make other people feel insecure, right? And like I keep going back to a kid, I can't let my kids see that, okay, I can't jump that high. I can't fly or something like, no, I can fly. I could jump high. I could read those words. I could create that music. I could paint that picture. I could run that mile. I could speak that language. I can console her, right? To the point where when she's angry and enraged, I could put her in a space of like happiness and bliss, and put her in a space of peace. Also, I could put her in a space of channeling her her aggression into being proactive, channeling that energy to saying, okay, Dad, I'm angry, but how do I turn this anger into a championship mentality, into a winner's mentality, into a decision making mindset? How can I challenge that so I can divert the energy into creating an aspect of channeling who you really want to become? Because the diversification of, or the diverting of trying to stop my shit because you think that you didn't get there, or you don't want me to surpass you or stuff like that, or you trying to block me out of the thing, you're only creating cement around your system and blockages around your system that's gonna crumble you, right? It's not gonna crumble me because all I do is plant seeds. I plant seeds so that I can swing from tree to tree, you know what I'm saying? Like Tarzan, you feel me? So I could take those concepts and use it in a way that propels me into the next level, right? That sets me up for greatness, that sets up my offsprings for greatness, that puts me in a position of service to create greatness for other people, that puts me in a position of like domination, like to put me in a space of like, okay, I know my fields. I was prepared for the field. You know what I'm saying? Like I know certain individuals would want to do certain things to stop me from getting to that level of success, and it's a waste of time because I am who I am. You feel me? And the foundation already has been laid. You feel me? It's already been laid. So it doesn't really matter what type of level that you on or what type of perception that you have, right? Um, it would be foolish to try to prevent me from getting to any type of level. You know what I'm saying? As far as the levels that I'm trying to go to and be successful, because all you're doing is you're bringing your stock down by even spending time to try to prevent me, because all you're gonna do is make my stock go up. You understand? So it's important to know who you are and know what you would want to bring to the table and express that, rather than you trying to dismantle the table. Because if the goal is to eat and you trying to break the table down and you preventing me from eating, that's going to put me in a position to stop my family or kids from eating, then you're going to prevent yourself from eating. You feel me? And if you're going to compete with me and come in the realm of competition, I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm not going to shy away from that. If you're worthy of my time and if you're trying to destroy what I built, it's not going to happen. You understand? So I'm intelligent enough to not be played with. You feel me? In the sense of like destroying my empire, my utopia, my ecosystem. I've seen petty attempts and it was cute, you know what I'm saying? It was very artful, but it wasn't art sums, you know what I'm saying? Art sums was more like more sexy, you know what I'm saying? More dynamic, more skillful. Um, there's always room for improvement with the right entities, people around me of like expertise, you know what I'm saying? Coming soon, stuff like that. And it's foolish to play the petty game of like looking the part and not really being the part, because when you looking the part and being the part, I already know. I already know. So when you looking the part and you're acting the part, and I already know. I already know. You feel me? I already know. So and would love to know more. Would love to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We can, you know, meet up sometime, get a bottle of wine and go, chop it up and stuff like that. And, talk business, and maybe you can become an asset, or, you could bring something to my table or to my system that, takes it to the next level. But trying to destroy the image and to alter and all that extra stuff, it's a waste of time, because one, the music speaks for itself. The intelligence speaks for itself. The image speaks for itself. The creativity speaks for itself. Competition. Come on. Come on, man. What genres are we talking? You know? So I'm just saying that, be prepared, know your worth. Take your time. Also, add some urgency to your thing. It's Us TV. You already know what it is. Late Bloomin' K. Holla at your boy. Jazz America. Yeah, just, know your worth, believe in you, and don't play with it. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Watch me. Jazz America. You know? Oh, we got more time, we got more time. So more time on the clock to keep going. And yeah. Subscribe, just to get the energy of what I'm saying. And it's gonna channel over to the people who are like-minded or want to receive this information. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just sports. It's just anything that has to do with like knowing the art of success. You know what I'm saying? The art of war and stuff like